Hey friends, happy Friday. I'm just wrapping up a little work session this morning. I have my daughter in daycare about once a week and she loves it. Like, she adores going there and playing with her friends, and then I can make sure that she's learning to socialize with other kids and take direction from other adults and things like that. And then I can get a full day to work and get stuff done and run errands without chasing a toddler around the store. But one of the things that I got done this morning was sending out to my customers and friends and family a little short 5 tips to kind of survive the holiday weekend without falling completely off the wagon. I know that holiday weekends are really hard for a lot of us. Gatherings in general can be really difficult, whether you're traveling or you're just surrounded by potlucks all the time. Maybe you're on a health and wellness journey, or you're just committing to changing your habits or things like that, and then you're faced with this giant weekend full of temptations, and then you're going to find yourself on Tuesday feeling like you're right back where you started. And you don't have to feel that way. I wanted to just kind of prep you with my top 5 tips to take into this weekend, and hopefully you can apply them and then find yourself on Tuesday feeling proud of yourself for how you got through the weekend making some healthier choices, but still enjoying the time that you had and the events that you went to. So tip number 1 is one that I always follow. I'll actually be sharing a little bit more on this later, but it's bring a dish that you know that you can enjoy without feeling super guilty eating it. So, sometimes you head into barbecues or potlucks or events and you really don't know what's going to be served. So you don't know if you're just going to be feeling like you're going to have just a plate of carrots to stay on track, or if there's going to be some awesome spread of healthy options where you can actually fill up on what they have there without feeling full of, sugar and in a sugar coma a half hour later. But I always love to then bring a dish that I know is going to fill me up and not get me too far off track. So this weekend I have a family barbecue. Tomorrow I'm actually bringing a berry basil quinoa salad. And it's super delicious. It's super summery, light, fresh, and the quinoa has great carbohydrates and proteins and all sorts of good stuff. And there's olive oil in there for healthy fats. And I'll be sharing that recipe actually later today or tomorrow morning for you guys if you want to try bringing that dish as well. It's super easy to make. It takes literally maybe 5 minutes. My second tip is portion control, and I know that's hard at buffet style things, but some things that I kind of try to implement or encourage to my customers and people that I love that are trying to stay on track to do is to stop yourself from grazing. I think that that's the hardest part. Snacking can really truly set our triggers in our brain off from telling us when we're actually hungry and when we actually need fuel versus when we're just bored. So instead of grazing, fill your plate up with healthy foods, or, if there's no healthy options, just what you can, and eat a meal and stop grazing. And instead of going back up to the table to grab more snacks, chug a glass of water instead, and then decide if you're really hungry or not. And my other part of that is the order of which you eat. So I always encourage people to fill up on protein and veggies first, and instead of going straight for the chips or straight for the dips or straight for the treats, and water. So after you eat your protein and your veggies and you drink your water, then you decide if you still are wanting those chips or you still do need that treat. So you're making sure you're fueling yourself with the nutrients that your body needs first. Step number 3 is don't skip meals before. I know a lot of times people will think, oh, I'm going to have so many treats, or I'm going to have a couple drinks or whatever. I'm not going to eat anything all day so I can save all of my calories or whatever until later. And that's the absolute worst thing you can do. Please don't do that. That shoots your metabolism right in the foot. So I prefer you if you never attended on an empty stomach. If you got that, daily dose of good nutrition before you went, try to get your workout in the morning if you can. And really make sure you're hydrated also going into this. Hydration is huge, huge, huge with all of this. So that's step number 3. Step number 4 is make modifications. We overcomplicate things a lot of times, and we think that it has to be all or nothing, and that's not the way, at least in my philosophy. It's not an all or nothing thing. I truly believe that the smallest substitutions that we can make really impact us on a much greater level than we even understand. So for example, make small swaps, like choosing to put avocado instead of mayo. Maybe choose the mustard instead of ketchup. Maybe choose a LaCroix or water instead of soda, or maybe choose the wheat bun instead of the white bun. Small things like that, you guys, really add up, especially if you have a big long weekend away. So try to be proud of yourself for all those small substitutions that you will be making, because they will pay off. And then step number 5 is, of course, just pick your treat, because you're human. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not an all or nothing type person. I really truly believe that in order to make these lifestyle switches and things like that, you have to be realistic, and you have to be part of who you are. If you want a freaking treat, have a treat. But I'm going to have a treat knowing that I did those first 4 steps, and that I'm on the right track, like I'm not depriving myself. This is not about never having an indulgence again or anything like that, but it's doing it because I'm proud of myself, because I did have a healthy meal. I did not skip a meal before I came and starve myself. I am hydrated, and I still want the freaking Scotcheroo, so I'm going to have the Scotcheroo. But I also pick my treat that I'm going to have before I go if I know what's going to be there. Like, I know my mom's probably going to make these O. Henry bars, and I know I'm going to have one. But that's the thing I'm going to have. So knowing that I'm going to have that one cookie that I love, or that one bar that I love, or whatever it is, helps me know that that's my treat, instead of going in and being like, oh my gosh, it's a free-for-all, I'm gonna have one of everything. If you set your mind to what you're gonna reward yourself with, or what your indulgence is gonna be, I think it kind of gets it set in your head already that that's what's gonna happen, and you're less likely, at least I am, to have 10 cookies instead of one Scotcheroo bar. So that's what helps me. I hope that you can implement those 5 tips over the weekend, but remember, it's a holiday, so have fun whatever you do. Be safe. I'll be sharing that berry basil quinoa recipe. I'm going to go to Target and get my groceries right now and whip it up, and then I'll share a quick picture. It's really pretty too. So yeah. Let me know if this was helpful. I hope you guys all have a beautiful Labor Day. And I know I posted this morning. I don't talk much about it because I can't do it pregnant. I'm going to modify and not do the supplements. But I am doing a little 3-day detox for anybody that does indulge a little too much and doesn't follow those 5 steps for Labor Day, kicking off the weekend after. If you want to do a little 3-day cleanse to get right back on track, let me know. I'll help you out with that. Otherwise, have a beautiful, blessed weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.